Hey there, so it looks like you had questions on the first and third lines. I'm going to point out that if you looked at the answer to this, it's in a really kind of weird form with this -3 and +1. That's going to come out to just a -2 when I do it, and I'll show that over here. But because they're not cleaning this up at all, that tells me I'm going to use point slope form because that will make it easier. So, and then the other thing I wanted to show you in case you didn't find it was this little magnifying glass right here. Makes it way bigger and easier to see. So just in case you hadn't found that, there it is. And so for this first line, if I'm going to do point slope form, I need a point, which is going to be our x1, y1, and I need to read that slope. And so for looking at this first line, I want to go from somewhere where it like goes through an intersection like that I can read really easy to the next available one. So I'm not going to start here. I'm going to start here, and this is going to go over 2. So my run is 2, and my rise is -1. And so that means that my slope would be -1/2 because it's rise over run. And we're just going downhill, so that's going to be negative. And then let's see, our point, that one isn't the easiest one to read, so I'm going to pick this one. So there it looks like my x is -3, so minus a -3. I could also just write +3 there, but there's that minus and there's the -3. And then -2 is my y, so minus a -2. And then let me get that cleaned up a little bit just so it looks better, and you're welcome to just obviously jump right down to this line if you're comfortable. So minus a negative makes that x plus 3. And then I'll subtract this 2 over, and there we have y equals -1/2 x plus 3 minus 2. And what we're going to learn in the next chapter, I think it is, where this will come up, is transformations, and we'll see it with like absolute values and roots and parabolas and exponentials and pretty much every other function we do. But at this point we haven't learned it yet. But what this is going to end up meaning to us later is that we have a line and it has a slope of -1/2, so I know wherever it is it's going to go over 1 and down 2. And then, I'm sorry, I said that backwards, over 2 and down 1. And then this inside one, that +3 means it went left 3 from the origin, and that -2 means it went down 2. And there's that point right there that we used. That's coming up in the next chapter, but for now, that gets you the line. So then for this one, basically the same exact idea. We'll just go y minus, that point seems just fine, so that's x is 1 and y is -4. So y minus -4, I'll just write that as y plus 4 this time. And my slope is, let's see, it's going over 2 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm looking here, not a clean point, not a clean point, nope, nope, and right there is where it looks good again. So that is over 2, so my run is 2 and my rise is 5. So rise over run on that would be 5/2. And then x is 1, so x minus 1. And then to just finish getting this into that y by itself, we'll go y equals 5/2 x minus 1, and then -4. And that -1 means it went right 1, and then that -4 means it went down 4. There we are. So that is how you get those two equations. Hopefully that was helpful.